Hello all. So in this video I'm going to show you how, since 5.4 I bring pets from 1 to 25. I usually do one a day, just because sometimes two, depends on if I get a new pet or whatnot, but start off on the Earth Trainer because he's an easy one for your level 1 pets. You don't have to worry about them dying or anything. I use a Spring Rabbit, Mechanical Pandaren Dragonling, and then whatever carry pet I want to use. I basically just, as you saw there, start off with Scratch, and then after that I go straight into Burrow, and then after that Dodge. Keep on scratching until he's basically dead. I may do another Burrow again, but not this time because he only has 253 life left, I think, at this point. I can't remember. But anyway, I knew I was going to kill him with a Scratch, so when this guy comes in, I use Dodge right away because he'll use his biggest damage attack, and then I get to Scratch. Then he'll go to put his dot on, and I'll dodge that as well, and that's the point that I bring the Pandaren Dragonling in. So he does his small attack, and it's weak on the mechanical. Does his small attack again, and then I can bring up Decoy, so just in time for his big attack and his dot. The mechanical Pandaren Dragonling is really good for this because he has the breath attack, which is really strong against the magic types. So it usually takes like 3 or 4 breaths to kill him, and then in comes the rat. At this point, you should have 4 or 5 turns left on Decoy, and essentially you want to make it so that you can get hit by the rat just about the time he's about to do his second buff on his armor, so you can get the Decoy up. So he usually dies for the first time around here, and then you have like 1 or 2 turns left on your Decoy. There's 1 in this case. So I'll usually do the bombing run. If you get killed, it's not that huge of a deal. You can bring in your carry pet and then immediately switch it out for your rabbit, which you can then go into dodges and whatnot. Your rabbit can take 1 hit from this guy anyway, so you switch in, switch out. He burrows, but you're protected still by the Decoy. So you can dodge, scratch, and then you burrow again. And this is usually the end of it. Sometimes you might have to scratch him again. Like I think he has a couple of life left here, so I have to scratch him again. And that's it. And this should take your level 1 pet to level 14. I believe it's 14. That's with the 50% pet treat, the 25% pet treat, and the safari hat. And then we head off to Courageous Yawn to do levels 14 to 20, basically, on the second pet battle. Alright, so for this guy, it's Emerald Proto-Whelp, Menagerie Custodian, and your carry pet. Again, this one is no backline damage, so you don't really have to worry about your carry pet being hit at all. Start off with the Emerald Proto-Whelp, Emerald Bite, Emerald Presence when he flies up, and then basically Emerald Bite until he's dead. Usually takes, I don't know, 2 or 3 bites. You basically block most of his damage, right? Of course I miss here. And that's it. Whenever the rabbit comes in, it's Emerald Bite first, and then you want to use Proto Strike, so you fly up while he burrows down. And then you're going to hit him for 6 something here. It's a P/P Proto-Whelp that I use, by the way. And and he's usually dead pretty fast because once you take him below 50% you get the Dragonkin buff. So for this guy, I don't know, sometimes if I decide that I want to kill him, I'll put Emerald Presence up again so his Stampede attack doesn't do any damage, but I don't really care here, right? Like, if whenever this guy dies, whenever the Emerald Proto-Whelp dies, basically you get to switch your carry pet in for your one round, basically, and you switch him out immediately, but it counts as a round. And then depending if he has full life, then I'll do the Overtune or whatever, and then I'll do Shock and Awe, and then I'll do Ion Cannon. But if he's got a bit of life down, which he usually does after the Emerald Proto-Whelp, then I'll just do Shock and Awe and Ion Cannon, and that's all she wrote for this one. And basically that brings you to level 20. Let's turn that one in, and the next one we're going to is the Fire Tamer. And for the Fire Tamer, using the Anubisath Idol, the Snarly, and your carry pet. This one here, your carry pet does take some backline damage, so that's why I do this guy third, because by this time your pet's level 20 and he can take pretty much any backline damage. Within reason, if you have a low health aquatic that gets a string of crits from the Cyclone here, then it might not survive, but for the most part you should be good. Anubisath Idol, you start off with Crush. I think I'm going to miss it here, of course. I kind of screw up here. Usually you do Stone Skin here, but I had done Crush again for some stupid reason. So he flies down, he actually does more damage to me than your Anubisath Idol would usually take, right? And then basically you just crush this guy until he's dead. Your Anubisath Idol is usually not this low on health at this point. Although he missed a couple of times too, so I guess the RNG works both ways. Right, so once he's dead, the Fire Spirit comes out, you deflect right away because he's going to do Conflag, and then you swap to Snarly. And with Snarly it's just Rip, Blood in the Water, Surge, and he's dead. Then Glowy comes out, just Rip, Surge, because he's faster than you, so you're not going to get Blood in the Water off right away. And Snarly is usually a lot lower than this at this point. Like, usually you end up dying somewhere around here with Snarly. But on this one I'm gonna get a Blood in the Water off on him. You do not want to kill him though, because you still have to swap in your carry pet, and if you kill him, well, the fight's over, so you're not going to get any experience on your carry pet. So I think Snarly dies here after the dot ticks, and then I'll swap in the carry pet, swap it back out, and then I'll Anubisath Idol. Just because I was low on life here, I brought Stone Skin, or I deflected, I think, one. Something like that. I should have brought Stone Skin up, but regardless, you bring back in the Anubisath Idol and you kill him. I mean, by this point, your carry pet could kill him, technically. I just thought the dot was going to kill him there, so I deflected, but regardless, you kill him off, and then this will bring you to level 24. So we're almost there. You're actually about, I don't know, maybe 1/10 of the way to 25 at this point. And usually I would go down and finish him off on Seeker Zusshi, just down here. But on this particular occasion, when I did my swap in, Seeker Zusshi ended up annihilating my carry pet. So I just went over and finished off level 25 on a Kai. And on a Kai I use a P/P Yellow Moth, the P/P Emperor Crab, and the carry pet. So put the carry pet in first, do one attack, and then basically shell, heal whenever you need to. I usually shell and then heal right away, so I'm up to full, so then this guy doesn't really do any more damage to the crab, and then you can usually kill him off in 2 or 3 hits. Akai is actually a longer fight. Like normally the pet would have basically been 25 by now, right? But like I said, sometimes you have a little bit of bad luck on one of the fights, so you have to carry it over to another one. All in all, according to the combat logs anyway, as far as actual time in pet battles, it's in this one, where I had to fight a Kai at the end, the total time in pet battles was about 12 minutes from level 1 to level 25. It would have been less than that because Seeker Zusshi is usually a much shorter fight than Akai is here. Because there's not all that, you don't have to go through all the different times of shielding and healing and whatnot, so the fight's over a lot quicker. I think this one in the combat log was like 4 minutes, and the others are usually like 2 to 3 max. Then, I mean, after I'm done here, I go off and level another one, basically, just because I still have more than half the time available on the pet treats, right? So you don't really want to waste it. But basically, if you just have the 25% pet treats, if you do the 5 fights, so you do the Earth Tamer, you do Courageous Young, you do the Fire Tamer, you do Zusshi, and you do Akai right here, with just 25% treat in the Safari Hat, you'll level from 1 to 25. And it takes basically about 21 or so minutes for all of those fights, because by the combat logs, when I started on the Earth Trainer to the time I made it here, it was about 21 minutes. And I did all of those fights, just that my carry pet died on the other one. So when you have the both treats on, it's basically one fight less, and it's pretty much the same if you just have the 50% treat on, right? It only really takes the 4 fights to level from 1 to 25 when you have the 50% treat. And that's it. So I will include the pets that I use for each one, like the name of the pet and the breed that I use, down below in the description. But that's about all there is to it. It really doesn't take very long, as long as you have a decent selection of pets. And like I said, it doesn't really take very many pets to do these particular trainers, right? So, I mean, obviously you have to level the 25s up before that point, but once you have that, like even in 5.4 with the changes that they made, it's still really quick to level pets from 1 to 25. The only real thing that I changed from the Warcraft Pets guide for veterans that they have was swapping in the mechanical Pandaren Dragonling, because they switched on the Earth Tamer's slime guy. They switched his family type from critter to magic, and basically their guide says the Sun Reaver Micro Sentry, which worked great when he was a critter, but now that he's a magic type and you can't do more than 35% of his health per round or per hit, it just didn't work very well after that. So that's basically the only one that I really switched out. other than that, it's pretty much the same as the other guide, but that's about it. All right, thanks.